Happy December, my friends. It's kind of hard to believe, and I say this every month, we're in the final month of 2023. It's unreal. I remember back in 2020 thinking, oh my God, are we going to make it here? Here we are. We're heading into 2024 and it just feels good. It feels good. But we still have the month of December to get through. So, what cards are we going to use today? All right. So we're going to use the Rose Oracle. I'm just going to smudge the whole thing. And we're going to use the Moonology Manifestation cards. All right. So I like to use sage to smudge my energy, especially if normally I really like using, I'll get in the shower. And the shower for me is a portal. It opens up so much. Everything can download in. It's incredible. But it also helps wash away any energetic connections or energetic cords that need cut off and then wash down the drain. It feels really good. So there's actually 2 oils for December, and there's a reason. There's a really good reason. I just need to light it up. There we go, extra light. So the first one, and these two for me go really hand in hand. The first one is DDR Prime. This is one that you can see the bottle. They don't come in this size of a bottle anymore. They come now in, the blend comes in this size of bottle. So I have had this bottle a very long time. I've had my backup bottle a long time. Yeah, I've probably had this 7-8 years, I betcha. Like, I haven't used the whole thing. What I have found, so in the month of November, if you've been following along, the oil was Copaiba, and that is the oil of unveiling. So much was unveiled, blossomed for me in great ways. Even if it's okay, so this blend, I really haven't used it much. It's not one that I'm drawn to citrus blends. Like, there is citrus in it, but something pulled me to this blend. Like, with 2 days left in November, I think, something pulled me in really strong, extremely strong, which then I get out my book or my app. DDR Prime works emotionally as well as physically with the cycles of life and death and personal transformation. By putting off the old, individuals become free to experience the new. This is transformation. DDR Prime supports the body's sick or damaged cells to either transition to death or transform, repair, and renew. Through the help and support of this blend, individuals can assist their bodies, cells, energy, and emotions in returning to a balanced, healthy, and authentic state. It's that word that got me, authentic, because that is 100% what resonates with me. So the oils in this blend: frankincense, truth; wild orange, which is abundance; litsea, which is manifestation; thyme, I'm forgetting thyme. There we go. Releasing and forgiving; clove; boundaries. Oh my gosh, this blend is even better than I thought. Summer savory, so it may not be in here. Let's see. No, it's summer savory is not in here. Neoli. Let's see. I'm just curious because it's interesting how all of these, right? They all come together and they create this new blend that is incredible. I guess that Neoli, no, I don't have that here. And lemongrass. Lemongrass I do have, and I feel like it's cleansing. It is. It's cleansing. So think, like, those oils are incredible. And they're all put together in this beautiful blend. And then what else I felt extremely strong to and pulled to is tangerine. And what's super cool about tangerine, because if we think of healing, right? Think of back to our childhood, right? When you're a kid, you literally have very little worries. Very, very little worries. What you worry about is fun, seeing your friends, going outside and playing, like just a gentle ease, right? Like no worries. You know, everyone wants to, I gotta be an adult. I gotta be an adult. And then you get to it and it's like, oh my God, I now have the responsibilities on me to do this, 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 and this. Tangerine. Not only does it smell, like my favorite is wild orange, but there's something about tangerine that just pulls me in a little deeper. And what's really cool is, so it pulls out joyfulness. It reminds us to get back in touch with our inner child. And that's what a lot of us need, right? To breathe life back into us. Go in and find that little child. Go and find that little Pam. Like, well, my little Pam's not going to be in you. Whoever you are, go find little you inside of you. That's exactly where it is. For some, it might be really deep. For others, it might be right here. It depends on what you've been through, how you've dealt with it. The more you can move forward and not stay stagnant and not continually go backwards. It's easy when we get in that state of what the fuck to continually go backwards or stay stagnant. I know, because I've been there. And it's not healthy. But there's times that you literally feel paralyzed and you can't move. You can't think, you can't make decisions, you can't move. And that's okay. It's totally okay, because you need to get through that process. Tangerine supports individuals in accessing the abundant pool of creative energy held within the spirit. Think of when we're kids. Your one job as a kid, right? Kindergarten, playing and making stuff. Get back in touch with your inner child. So December truly is listening to our soul. 100%. Listen to your soul for transformation and spontaneity. Listen to your soul. So I want to share a super quick example. I had a couple examples today. And why I'm sharing this is because I realized it was December 5th and it was like, Pam, you haven't done the video. And you've loved, like in November, I loved it. I was so conscious in what I was choosing and doing. And let me tell you, it was a busy month. I've got 2 kids in on helping 4 hockey teams. So it's busy. And coming out of 4 years of COVID, which was not a ball of fun, where we had nothing, right? So it's now back into like full swing. Here we go. So what I appreciate about November is it unveiled a lot, both good and bad. And the bad that it did unveil, it wasn't necessarily reliving any of that bad. It was bringing parts of bad things, like, okay, let's pull this out. Yep, now let's pull this out. Because there's times that I even said to my husband, I was like, where the fuck is this coming from? Why is this suddenly coming up? It's just little pieces that got left behind. And we're just going to pick it up and we're going to deal with it, and then it's gone. And it could be little things. Little things. Anything that is hard for you to deal with is a trauma in your body. I don't care what anyone else says. If someone says, oh my God, that is the smallest, littlest thing. What the hell is that bothering you for? if it's bothering you, validate it. Because as soon as you push how you're feeling aside because someone else says, you shouldn't be feeling that way, you're not honoring your soul. In November, I honored my soul. I honored how I was feeling. I honored if I was tired. I honored if I didn't want to do something. I honored if I had to do something and I needed to stay in alignment with that. I honored having fun. I honored really, really, really leaning in really big. And I made a purchase for me in November. After the universe dropped in a few signs, and my husband said to me multiple times, why are you still trying to justify this? After 11 and a half, almost 12 years, I bought myself a new camera. And I fucking love it. Last weekend was the first weekend shooting with it. And oh my Lord. Like, yes, it's an investment. But when it's something that literally pulls life out of you to the surface, the cost doesn't matter. I mean, being conscious to it, obviously, yes, you have to honor that. And I did. I got myself to a point where it had to be financially comfortable. And I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. And it was after I got it. It was in the days leading up to December 1st last week that these two oils, DDR Prime and Tangerine, were like, boom, in the spotlight. Look at us. You need to be using these. For 4 days straight, they were in the diffuser during the day and at night. So there's something here even more. And I know after I felt in November, unveiling, it's even more than, it's unveiling also for the people around me, people in my life, the people I may want to be in my life, past people. It shines a light in all the nooks and crannies, which is pretty cool. So let's move on to, so I do highly recommend try those oils and try them with the intention. If you only have one, then obviously use one. One is better than none. But use them. Use them and be conscious through your day-to-day life. Like I don't think of essential oils all the time. But at the end of the day or partway through my day, it's like, oh, wait a second. Right? Like I'm able to be more conscious, be more aware. And the story that I was going to tell before I kind of went off on a tangent, when you're your best self and when you're really leaning in to your truth, you stay in this calm, peaceful state. And I admit, I haven't been in a calm, peaceful state for a very long time. There's been a lot going on the past 4 years that has really been a wave, and it's been really challenging. I wasn't as conscious as I should have been, and that's okay. It was part of it. Part of getting me to where I am today, right? Where I can grow, learn. We're always learning. My example is, so part of my job is if someone doesn't pay for so long, then I have to give them a nice little phone call or email, text, however they'll answer. So I had a few people today. Great responses. Wonderful. And then I had one that went sideways. Like really sideways. Really sideways. So I called from the office, left a voicemail. then I thought, I'm going to text, because there's a lot of people that don't listen to voicemail. So let's send a text, send a message, took a picture of the statement, sent that as well. Over lunchtime, I get a phone call, and I now honor my personal time. Before, being in a service business, it's doesn't matter if it's your personal time sometimes. People call it all hours, which I understand. There's emergencies, but you also have to think of the human on the other side, right? So I get a phone call. I let it go to voicemail because, for one, I was driving, and I'm not at the office, and I'm not even in my home office. So anyway, interesting message. It started to go sideways. So I called when I got back, and long story short, I ended up hanging up on the person. I said, I'm not continuing this phone call. I'm not going to be spoken to this way. He literally yelled at me the entire time, went up one side, down the other side, yelling, swearing. And I'm a swearer. I've sworn a few times in the video, but it was really, really bad and really disrespectful. So I said, I'm not doing this. And the old me, and here's where I've had some growth. The old me, I was very much a people pleaser. Very much like, oh my God, if this person is mad, like, no, this can't, no. I have to do whatever I can do so that they're happy. That's not what it's about. I did not cause the disruption within their nervous system. I simply brought forward an issue, a challenge that they have not met. They asked for this to be done. It was done. They have not completed the circle. I actually used that in a message today. The circle has not been completed. We don't have the final payment, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, because this went on for a little bit, because then after I refused to talk to him, he was text abusive, messaging. And then I get a message that says, my apologies. I deal with another company, and the only similarity is the first two letters. So when I said in my text message who I was, where I was calling from, I said in my voicemail who I was, where I was calling from. Text message, obviously I was typing who I was, why I was messaging. I sent a picture of the statement, why I was sending the picture. If he would have just taken 1 minute, all of that could have been avoided. All of it. There was no need for any of it. I get an apology because his pool company starts with the same two letters that ours does. Not cool. Not cool. Don't take out your shit on other people. So this month of transformation, if you perhaps are super ridiculously reactive like that, like not even taking the time to look at the information, you need to do some deep, deep, deep healing. Deep healing. All right, let's see what the cards say, because this video has gone a little bit longer. That one wanted to come out a little bit longer than what I thought. Let's see if there's one more. That one. All right. Oh, of course. Transformation. Go for it. Go for it. Don't wait for someone else. If you feel inclined to do something, to buy something, like I did with my camera. And part of me was like, well, that's a big spend. Like if I tell people what I bought, like they're going to know, they could just look it up and know how much it cost. Who cares? Who cares? If I love my camera, if I love photography, that's all that matters, right? So just do it. Just go for it. Just fucking go for it. Yes. And be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. Awesome. So I'm also going to pull from the Rose Oracle. Let's see. Honestly, that's a great way to end the last month of 2023. Go for it and be proud. Whatever it is. You want to try baking? Getting up earlier? Maybe try some new recipes? That's my thing. I need to not let recipes overwhelm me. I'm doing better. Whoop, there we go. All right, who jumped out? Lineage of the Rose. Moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call, and gather. I feel really, really, really tingly. That feels really good. Why does it feel good? Moved by the goddess. Think of yourself as a goddess in everything you do. Do you feel good in everything you do? Because this is a month that can make us feel, can be hit and miss, right? Because most people are going to holiday events, Christmas, New Year's. You could be eating food that you're not used to. You might be drinking a little bit more. You might be having more sugar. Parents, get probiotics into your kids, 100%. Think of your life of if I was a god. I am a goddess. Not if. I am a goddess. And what does that mean for me? And dream. Oh gosh, I'm getting in like visions of, it's crazy. Like goddess images. And standing in warmth. In expansion. Be here for this. Know that you are worthy and know that you are 100% worth it in whatever you do. Soul call and gather. So at the end of this month, all throughout this month, right? Let's be real. A lot of us are going to get together and gather, right? Embrace that. Embrace it. If there is one thing that's for sure in this world, it's that this human lifetime, it is short. It is. We've lost some loved ones this year. Christmas is going to be different, very different. But it's knowing, and that's where I pull in my soul. And that's where I listen to, like, be proud of yourself and go for it. For me, my photos and my photography are so invaluable. That's where I hold my heart, and that's where I capture my memories. When I go back through my photos, they're 100% invaluable. 100%. So for me, replacing my 5D Mark III with the new R6 Mark II, it's even more worth it for that reason. This is going to be a good month. There's going to be a lot of growth. And I had another opportunity today too. It's okay to challenge people too. Not challenge, but I had someone call that was a total dick to me 6 years ago. And so I said, listen, you were a total dick 6 years ago. Like, what's up? Do we want to move forward or not? Don't be afraid. And that's what my inner child keeps reminding me. Don't be afraid, Pam. Don't be afraid. It's going to be good.